If you feel like everything is scattered in your business from your offers and your content and how to make it all work together, then I wanted to make this video for you because we got a really great question in the Cozy Business Common Room last week that I thought would be helpful for so many people. The way that I see it is that so many people think of all of their different offers and content as separate pieces. So for example, they maybe have a one-on-one offer, let's say, they have maybe a low ticket offer or a SLO, however you want to name it, a mini offer, whatever you want to call it. They maybe have a community. And then they have things like Instagram, emails, Substack, or like a YouTube channel, whatever it might be, podcast, and so many different other things that they are thinking about creating content for. So no wonder so many people, especially solopreneurs, are so overwhelmed when it comes to creating content. So I've created this video for my Cozy Business Common Room members, but if you're watching this on YouTube and we haven't met before, I'm Mackenzie-Smith, and over the past 10 years, I have supported introverted, highly sensitive, and neurodivergent souls to create cozy businesses and success on their terms without the empire building pressure. And in every video, I'm really hoping to give you one little piece that's going to make it just that little bit easier to not overthink everything and get into micro momentum so that you can start to really gently grow in a sustainable way. If this is you, if you are also thinking of your content and your offers as all separate pieces and you're feeling overwhelmed that every time you sit down to create a post for Instagram or send an email to your list, it all just starts to feel really overwhelming. So you either are focusing on one or you're sort of randomly doing bits and pieces here and there, but none of them feel cohesive. None of them are leading to anything. And mostly it feels like you're just having to keep churning out content. So let's talk a little bit about this through the lens of this great question that we got in the common room last week. The question was from a member who has just started their very own community and is also thinking about rerunning a 5-day mini email challenge that they created a few years ago and have had some success with. And the question was along the lines of, hey, I've been talking about this community, I've been promoting that, I've been focusing on that. Is it going to be confusing if I now start talking about my 5-day challenge? Now, the first thing that I want to really say here, that's probably just gonna you can stop watching the video after this, is no, of course not, because not everyone is paying as much attention as you are to all the different things that you are talking about. So you can absolutely have different content pillars, have different offers and different calls to action on every single piece of content that you create throughout the week. And honestly, not everyone's gonna see everything. You're the only person who sees all of your content. But let me show you how I think about linking these things together to make them feel like a natural next step for people and to create clarity within that chaos. So that maybe if someone has missed other pieces of content where you've been introducing this offer or talking about it, they can either go back and binge your old content, or no matter where they come in, they are going to understand what's going on because it is your job to clearly pave that path for them. It is never our job to make people walk that path and say, hey, you have to do this next, but it is our responsibility to make sure that we make that path really clear. So as you can see here from this little scribble, it of course is going to feel confusing and overwhelming if we are thinking of all of our offers and our platforms and content as separate pieces. But let me share with you a little bit about how I think, especially in regards to this question, what I would do in this case. So I think of it as I have this core offer that is my main focus right now. For the sake of this video and this example, let's say that is your brand new community. That is your core offer. That is your main focus right now. Your intention and goal is to bring as many aligned audience members, like people who are on your email list, who follow you on social media, to come and join your community. And that has been the thing that you've been focusing, maybe talking about for the last few weeks. What I would do is actually use that as a reason for why you're going to be rerunning your challenge. So this I call an activation event, but you can call it so many different things, and it doesn't have to be like a live launch event because I know for many of us that is very overwhelming and a lot of energy, but it's thinking about it from a place of why would I be running this when I'm currently also promoting my community? And the way I think of this is literally, how can we set this up so that it makes sense for yourself to be able to promote it and also for your audience to understand why you're doing it? And that is the question I always ask. Why? Why am I doing this thing? So the way that I would actually position this example in particular is, To celebrate the launch of my brand new community, I have decided to bring back my popular 5-day challenge. See how easy that is? Because instantly what we've done is we have connected these two things together. We have said they are not two standalone things, they actually work beautifully together. This is a first step, or this is an entry point, and then the community is the next step for so many people. It makes sense that we are then kind of linking it from, I know I've been talking about this to now I'm talking about this, but this is why. And it not so subtly tells people that these two things are linked together. And if you're interested in this 5-day challenge, my popular event that I've run before, you are most likely going to be a perfect fit for the like-minded people who are coming together in my brand new community. But we are doing that in a way that is just going to speak to and activate the people who are ready for that next step. So of course, if we treat each platform and each offer, each piece of content as separate entities, it's going to feel scattered, it's not going to make sense, and of course it's going to be overwhelming and confusing for ourselves and for our audience. But every single time that I am talking about something, creating a piece of content, or wanting to share something, I always think about how does that link back to my main focus or goal right now. So instead of having all of these different separate pieces, what we actually start to think about is, why do all of these things exist? Because if we're not creating content from a place of this is all building trust, giving value, building goodwill, to activate and let people know what that next step is for them when they're ready to take it, why are we creating content in the first place? We're running businesses, we're not content creators or influencers. I mean, you might be, but most likely if you're here watching this video, that is not you. Why are we creating content if it is not bridging a gap or building a pathway to either our main offer or the offer that we are currently focusing on and wanting to invite people into? So I hope that that makes some sense. You do not have to have an activation event. It does not have to be even a live event. I run these in my community all the time. They are sometimes implementation sessions. They can sometimes be co-working or live workshops. They might be a resource drop or just a live Q&A in my group where people can get customized answers instead of just signing up for something and then trying to figure it out themselves. All of those things have the opportunity to be something that we can share outwardly and invite people into. So if you've been thinking about joining the community, this is the perfect time to do so. If you want to understand why I'm running this challenge or why I'm doing this way, that's because I'm celebrating this milestone or achievement in my community, in my business right now. And this piece of content or this mini event is something that's like the entree to the main course that's happening in the group. So you can have something like a little activation event, but you can also just draw a straight line from your content to your offer. And so you can do this so easily by sitting down and going, what are 5 things that my people really need to know about whether this is the right next step for them, and creating content around that. You've got 5 pieces of content then that you can turn into Instagram posts, reels, emails, podcast episodes, whatever that might be. And if you get stuck on the different angles, something that is so easy to do is to literally go to ChatGPT or your chosen AI platform and put in, hey, this is my sales page, or this is the email that I sent out about my offer. Can you please help me come up with 5 to 10 different angles or different content ideas for how I can talk about the benefits or the things that people are going to get out of this offer if they join, that I maybe haven't touched on yet or thought about, that are really going to help my audience to get some value out of that post first off, and also to see that the next natural step for them is maybe to join my community or my offer or whatever it might be. So I hope that you found that helpful. Please try it out for yourself. Really just sit down this week and go, what is one piece of content that I could create that directly links back to my main offer or focus right now? And if you're running something like my lovely member where you do have a mini event, maybe it's a live workshop, maybe it's a 5-day email challenge, whatever it might be, can you see how easy it is to then connect that to the next natural step, to the main offer that you have been talking about? And now let me just quickly do that, get really meta for for you now. If you're interested in the Cozy Business Common Room, these are the kinds of conversations that we are having in there. These are the kind of mini trainings that I'm doing in there right now. And if you've been overthinking so much in your business and it's really started to take over your ability to create content, to share your offers, or to make any kind of momentum in your business, you might also be interested in my brand new mini book, Underthinking It. Please let me know if this has been helpful for you, if you're interested in videos like this, or if you have any questions at all about how to implement this and make it a natural next step in your business too. If content is something that has been getting you down lately, I did a video recently about creating content in 10 minutes and how I have started underthinking my content, and it's just changed everything. So I'm going to pop that there for you to watch if you haven't already watched it. Thank you so much for checking this out, and I will catch you in the next one.